Coming up next, I'm going to do a video talking about my 3 favorite designer fragrances of all time. Normally, I don't, do reviews or talk about designer fragrances, but I have them in my collection. Of course, we all do, and there are some that I really like. So find out what my 3 favorite ones are coming up next. Welcome back, everybody, to Joel the Nose. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support. And thank you for being here for my channel now, going on over 4 years now. So I really appreciate you guys. All right, let's get, right into this. These are my 3 favorite designer fragrances. And you know what? First, I'm going to mention a couple honorable mentions. So I guess we're talking about 5 fragrances here. And let me walk over because I wasn't planning on doing that, but I'm going to grab a couple more here. And these I will say in my honorable mention in no particular order. And I consider these technically designer fragrances. When I say designer, I guess I really mean designer, department store brand, mass appealing fragrances. And the first is, again, not even really in that mold, but would be Office for Men. Of course, Fragrance One, Jeremy Fragrances brand. I consider this a designer type fragrance, even though it's kind of priced more in the niche range. Over the years, he's done lots of these buy one, get one frees. You can get good prices on them, half price or whatever. But Office to me is really kind of a combination of a lot of the really popular fragrances, whether it be Bleu de Chanel, Acqua di Gio, Dior, Sauvage. To me, this is that's like a mash. It's like a mashup of those 3 fragrances. So it works well. I wear it when I want a nice, safe fragrance that is going to be something that people will appreciate. It projects, it lasts long, and it's just mass appealing. You're not going to offend anybody, and you're probably going to get some compliments. And Office for Men is definitely that very good, safe fragrance you can wear pretty much anywhere. My next fragrance, honorable mention, is probably one that a lot of people, I don't think necessarily a lot of people love, but that's H24 from Hermes. Came out, probably about 3 or 4 years ago, or maybe 3 years ago. And I know this is the original, the Eau de Toilette. This is just one of those really good, for me, green fragrances. I love green fragrances. This one is just fresh. It's invigorating. It's kind of, to me, a little bit sparkly on my skin. It's very light. I get about 3 to 4 hours, which is fine. When I just want a simple fragrance, Eau de Toilette, that, maybe I'm going to wear for a little bit. I'm going to a meeting. Again, very safe, very pleasant, very mass appealing. And especially for this type of warmer weather that we have in South Florida, H24 works very well. So I would name those 2 as my kind of honorable mention, as I say, designer in quotes, because these are all fragrances that are more kind of mass appealing. You can pretty much get most places. Obviously, Office for Men, you have to get through Jeremy's website. But let's get into my top 3 now. Number 3, and this is a classic to me. I wear this still all the time, and this is Platinum Egoiste from Chanel. This is the EDT, the Eau de Toilette. And even though it's an EDT, and I've had this for over 10 years now, it just is that kind of fresh, almost baby powder smell. And when I wear this, again, it's something that I love wearing. I love pairing it with a suit or like a nice outfit, a business meeting. This is kind of one of my go-to fragrances when I want to have, again, if I'm going to a business meeting, if I'm dressed up a little bit, it just feels sophisticated. It feels classic. It's got a very classic smell and a very classic feel to it. So still wear it a lot. And it's interesting is when I first bought it, I didn't love it. And for years, it kind of sat there in my collection. It was something that something I appreciated after 7 or 8 years when I came back to it again, where I really just thought this is a classic men's fragrance. So again, Platinum Egoiste from Chanel. This is the EDT, and it's the original, and really enjoyed that. That would be my number 3 favorite designer fragrance. Number 2, and I haven't talked about this one in probably about 3 years or more. This is Leather Skies from All Saints. Leather Sky is, or a fragrance from the fashion retailer, and that's why I say designer, All Saints, the British fashion retailer. And they have kind of a little bit more edgy, more urban looking clothes. They came out with a trio of fragrances about 3 or so years ago. Leather Sky, Sunset Riot, which I would also put in the same category as Leather Skies. Very good fragrance. It is, if you like Baccarat Rouge, it is essentially a Baccarat Rouge. I wouldn't say a clone, because to me it is different, but it's very similar and it wears very well and it's very mass appealing. But Leather Skies to me is more unique. And this is just a really good leather fragrance. It is an eau de parfum, so you get a good wearing. I get about 6 to 7 hours, which is perfect for me. And I love leather fragrances, but this is a very wearable leather fragrance. For me, it's got this little bit of a bite to it, just a strong leather bite, almost like a leather punch, like a leather punching bag. That I really, really enjoy, especially for a designer fragrance. And these 100 ml bottles, I don't know what it is now, but when I got this, it was like, I got it on sale for like $60, $65. It's somewhere in that range, maybe $70. So for the price, whether you like Leather Skies or Sunset Riot, or there's another one called Incense City, which is a wonderful incense fragrance. All three of them came out at the same time. I recommend all three. Try them. Get your nose on them. So well priced. And just excellent perfumes, and done by some really great perfumers. I know I believe Rodriguez Flores Rue did one of the fragrances. I'm not sure which one, but I remember reading that at the time when it came out. So I think they got some excellent noses behind these bottles. And that's going to leave me with what I think is my favorite, and I think the best, probably designer fragrance, definitely in the last 20 years or so. And it is extremely popular. It's extremely mass appealing. It is on all fronts, kind of a classic legendary designer fragrance. And that is 1 Million, of course, from Paco Rabanne. Just love the bottle, right? The bottle is just so unique. They came out with something that was unique, that really branded itself well. You got the push button in the back right here where you spray it. This was given to me as a gift. I owned it years ago. I have not owned it in a long time. It was given to me as a gift. And of course I thought, okay, nice. I'm getting this nice designer fragrance. And you know what? I find myself wearing it a lot. I get so many compliments on it. And to me, of course, this is in that vein of fragrances that came out in the last 15 years after the Aqua de Jo's and the Bleu de Chanel's. It's fresh, it's clean, it's a little bit sweet, it's a little bit tangy. It just, again, it pairs with so many different situations, whether it be the office, whether it be a date, whether it be just kind of casual wearing on a day off or on a weekend. It is one of those fragrances that you can wear anywhere, anytime, and it is a compliment-getting beast. When I wear this, I'm telling you, for me, it just works. It works extremely well on my skin. It just blends well. I can wear it in any situation, and I know that I'm going to get compliments. I'm going to get someone who gets in close, especially if I'm with a date. They just enjoy it. Women seem to go crazy over this fragrance. I mean, crazy. I wish I could explain the reactions that I get, from this fragrance. It's a home run, well blended, classic men's perfume that women go crazy. So if you want a perfume in your collection, a designer fragrance, and there's so many to choose from, the one that I recommend most for every guy out there is 1 Million. It works, guys. Try it. I'm sure a lot of you have it. And you know what I'm talking about. So there it goes. My 3 favorite designer fragrances of all time, including the 2 honorable mentions. And let me know your thoughts on these fragrances. Which one of these do you think works best for you? Let me thoughts on 1 Million being my favorite and what I think is the best designer fragrance, really. Love to hear your opinions and what you guys think. Okay, I'll be back soon with another video as always. And thank you for your support. Peace love, and perfume.